Anyway, like, what have you guys been up to in general? Like,
we just been the last like 2.5 months since we got done touring. We've just been playing and putting all the songs that we've been writing over the last year or two together, and just jamming on them and getting them album ready. And we just last couple of days with our sound guys resetting up our rehearsal space to track like for the record for purposes of just reviewing and sending to the label so they can hear what we're working on and stuff like that. The next couple weeks is just going to be recording all the demos for all the theme songs we got so far and kind of putting all the details on that. And then once we get that done, it's just pretty much reviewing and changing anything that we feel needs to be changed. And then and by that time, it's going to be time to record the actual record. So. You
guys have a lot more, it seems like you're spending a lot more time on this one now. Like, as far as you're actually having a good amount of time to practice it and get everything down the way you want it. I mean, the writing, and it seems like you guys really get, like, setting yourselves up to make like a sick album.
Yeah, it's working out. We just pretty much weren't planning on. We got done in like end of March touring, and we weren't planning on the record coming out till like February, March of next year. So we had the rest of the year just to work on it, and it's worked out really good for us because it's nice to not feel rushed and take your time, making sure everything's right. So we've done more work on this record than we've done on any other record. So it's stuff's sounding really awesome, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. So it's going to be nice to actually record the actual record since we've been playing these songs for a couple months straight. Nice to hear it all recorded and sounding all nice.
So you've got a new guitar paint job, right? Is that a new guitar as well?
I'm working on with Jackson. Beginning of next year at the next NAMM thing, I'm coming out with my own signature series guitar with Jackson. So then going through a lot of different, I guess, prototypes and just kind of like figuring out what I'm going to do. And it's still not finished yet. So still working out like some of the body design, what we're going to do with that, and I guess the paint job and everything like that. So it's getting there, but it's still a little ways from being complete. So
and I heard
I'll have it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Hopefully it'll be done soon enough, but kind of a work in progress since it takes a little while for them to build stuff to check out. So. And
I heard that your original prototype you couldn't do back when you were with Dean because someone already had the rights to that body or something, right?
No, it was, the original one was the design was, I guess, another company mentioned something that it looked similar to one of theirs, but I didn't really think it did, but didn't really want to step on anyone's toes, so we scrapped it and came up with something different and did that. And then I kind of took that design and kind of remodeled it for Jackson, but we might, haven't really decided if we're going to go through with that. We might just do the standard Jackson classic V instead. So still kind of going back and forth which one we want to do. So still going through like kind of like the design steps to kind of see which one would be the best fit.
Well, it's cool that you get to do all that. I mean, that's a far cry from. I know it must feel really cool to look back. I don't know, like 5 years, and then see now like you guys are touring the world, selling out shows everywhere, and getting custom guitars and.
That's pretty. It's a lot of fun to be able to like design your own guitar from scratch and not have to spend a load of money on it.
Yeah. You guys are recording right now, and you're playing at least. Did you already play that one gig that you had planned? I thought there was one gig in the works, just like a local thing.
Yeah, we did a show in town. I think it was at the beginning of May or April. I can't remember. It was kind of a year, but yeah, we did a hometown show. The rock radio station every year has a show called Earth Day Birthday, which is like a big radio festival. It had like Korn and Papa Roach, Seven Dust, and a bunch of bands, and asked us to play it, and thought it'd be fun since it's been, they do it every year down here, and we've always wanted to do it. But every year they do it, we've always been touring somewhere else, so it kind of worked out that we were home. So it's just kind of like took a little break from writing and stuff, and just we only played for like 25 minutes, so we didn't really have to rehearse a lot to get a set down. We only played like 4 or 5 songs, so it was pretty cool because we got to play in front of a lot of people in our hometown that probably normally wouldn't have come out to see us because we're not like a mainstream radio band. So we got to play in front of like a different crowd, and it went awesome. So it was a lot of fun to do that. So hopefully we'll be able to play more shows like that where we get to play in front of a different kind of audience that's kind of a more radio, music.
Yeah. Could you see yourselves headlining? I know you played Mayhem last year, I think it was, right? But would you?
Yep.
Could you see yourselves headlining something like that in a year or two?
I would love to. Just got to get to that level where we can be the headliner or something that big. So that's definitely something we'd love to do, but we just got to get to that, I guess, that level where you can be that band to headline festivals like that. But hopefully this record will be, from the way the songs are coming out, hopefully this record will be that record to kind of bring us to that next level where we can kind of up our status on those kind of billings and shows where we can be a major player on the lineup.
Okay. How's working with Nick going? I know, I'm a drummer myself, so it seems like he's bringing a heavier element to Trivium. How is that coming out in the new writing?
It's really awesome. He's got I think he fits more of our writing style because we play a lot of fast, heavier stuff, and his drumming's kind of really on the heavier, aggressive side. So really, just writing the normal, Trivium songs the way we do it. Just his drumming style really adds a lot more energy and intensity to the music. He does a lot of really cool creative stuff that really makes it a lot of really interesting, and really brings the music to the next level. And just working with him, it's like everything's been moving pretty fast. He's he's like a sponge like the rest of us, and really can really grasp new songs really fast. So it's like if you have a new song, it's like we can start jamming it really quick and kind of move forward and get to the point where we can just focus on the details of the song instead of just trying to get the song down in the first place. So it's really helped propel the songwriting to another level where we can move along quicker and get a lot more work done in a shorter amount of time. So when people actually get a chance to hear the record, I think they'll be pretty impressed with with what's going on, because he's doing some really cool stuff and adding a new flavor to what we do and giving it like a new twist and stuff like that. So it's really going to, compared to the last couple of records, it's really up. The intensity and the energy's really gone up a lot.
That's great. How soon? I know it's early to say this, but I know the album you said is going to be early next year. How soon could you see a single release perhaps coming out?
Probably won't. I don't think a song will be released or anything till January of next year. The record, we start recording at the end of September, and the record probably won't be completely done till sometime in November. So still a long ways from being complete. So it'll be a little ways before the song comes out. But once we actually know the exact date it's going to be released, then we'll kind of know more when's a good time to put a song out to start kind of getting the buzz flowing on the record and everything like that. Okay,
cool. Is there going to be a Europe tour? I know you guys hadn't toured there at all this year, so they were all anxious to see you guys. And I know that if you go to Europe, you can headline and sell out everywhere because, Trivium's so huge there. Is it going to be Europe? I know you may not have plans set in stone, but would you anticipate Europe being the first stop before doing a big U.S. tour?
I don't think so. I think probably since for the timing of the record coming out, I think the first time we go to Europe will be in the summer when we go over to do festivals. Since we can't do a headlining tour before that because it kind of ruins the
Oh right, yeah.
For the festival, so we might. We haven't really got into specific details, but I think Europe's the first thing. It's gonna be festivals and then the headlining tour in the winter after that.
Okay.
So not really sure on touring yet, because once we know once the record release date's kind of set in stone, then you can really start figuring out all that stuff. But it's just all kind of very basic plans of which territories to go to, but nothing specific as who we're touring with or what kind of tour we're doing. So it's still a little ways off before we won't be able to start booking any of that stuff till the end of the year. Guitar
wise, is this going to be as shred happy as Shogun? Is as far as you can see from right now, just from writing it?
It's still us. We've been concentrating more on the songs, being more to the point, catchier songs without going off too much. There's no 7-8 minute songs on this one, but there's a lot of really cool riffs, a lot of really cool parts and stuff like that, and obviously there's guitar solos and everything like that all over the place. So it doesn't sound like Shogun, but it sounds like Trivium. It's got a different feel than Shogun. It's a lot more in your face and heavier and faster and stuff like that. And I think it got kind of balances out everything. We got 4 or 5 songs that it's all screaming. We got a couple songs that are all singing, and a few songs that are got the mix, kind of ascendancy, kind of vocal
cool
style where they're screaming and singing. So there's a good variety where it makes it really interesting to listen to because it all kind of, each song kind of has its own thing going on. So they all stand out very well and fit together too. So it's got a good balance of everything we've done, but just the energy and the intensity is just a lot more up there. It's kind of more along, I guess if you compare it to anything as far as like being as aggressive, it's probably more towards like ascendancy than anything else.
Awesome. Okay, as a Trivium fan, I mean, I'm liking what I hear already. But does Matt already have the lyrics written then? If you know, like,
he's
sorry.
Yeah, he's got everything's not finished, but he's further along in the lyrics than he has been on the last few records. So I think there's like 6 or 7 songs that are pretty much, the lyrics are pretty much there. And then there's like some of the newer songs that we put together, he's still piecing together and figuring out what the songs are. So lyrics aren't done, but he's definitely got further along so far now than he has in the past on the past few records. So the songs are, all the lyrics are really cohesive and really kind of all fit together, have the same kind of vibe and everything. So it kind of makes the whole record, like one cohesive piece instead of just each song being just randomly about something else. So everyone's really digging the lyrics he's got. But he's still got a lot of work he's still working on. So I haven't seen him for like a week, so he's always working on the stuff. So I'm sure by the time we start jamming again on Monday, he'll have a bunch more lyric ideas for songs that we're still working on.
So is this method of like jamming it out and like just in the practice space a lot more preferable to you guys than being in and then are you going to record there, or are you going to go into a studio again?
No, we have a recording rig in our rehearsal space, so we've just been playing as much as possible, playing the songs over and over again, and not worrying about recording them until we feel like the songs are pretty close to being finished. So we've been put off recording demos for a while just to play them, and so we're kind of getting to that point where we have to start recording because we need a little listen back time before we go to the studio to be able to just kind of like listen objectively to it and see what needs to be fixed. So we'll be working on that the next like probably 2 weeks, just kind of putting all that stuff together. So it'd be nice to have something to listen back and not have to worry about playing it and just kind of absorb it, get a different perspective on the song.
Yeah. Do you have just a couple more questions, but do you have a studio where you're planning on going to?
Yeah, we got for drums, we haven't figured out a studio where we're tracking drums yet, but all the guitars and vocals and all the other stuff we're recording at Audio Hammer.
And that's in Florida?
Yeah, that's where we did Ascendancy and the Crusade and Ember to Inferno.
Okay.
So it's nearby, and we've worked there before a bunch of times, so it's familiar and cool little place to work at. So it'd be fun to go back there. We haven't recorded there for a while since we did the last record somewhere else. So
that's awesome.
It'd be nice to not have to go anywhere to record. So
who are you listening to right now? Like what CDs are spinning in your car, or what MP3s have been blasting on your iPod or MP3 player?
The newest thing that I bought the new Soilwork record.
Oh yeah, nice.
The newest I got. I've only listened to it once just because I haven't had time, but I've been listening to that, and I haven't really listened to music a whole lot recently since we've been playing a lot on our own, so I don't really feel like listening to the whole music when I come home, but I've been listening to that, and I can't really think of anything else that I've really been listening to a lot.
What are some of your favorites then, I guess? Like your favorite bands or to listen to normally? And are they weird like Matt's? Because Matt likes Kelly Clarkson and stuff. Not that that's weird, it's just kind of out there for frontman of metal bands.
I don't listen to anything weird like that. Just like Maiden or Megadeth or just like thrash stuff or Testament, like that stuff. Just kind of set up cool guitar playing, stuff like that. So usually the most listening to music I do is when I go to run on the treadmill or something. When I listen to my iPod. But if I'm not running at the gym, then I don't really listen to music too much.
As a guitar player, who would you say are your biggest influences? Like what guitarists or what bands?
Marty Friedman, David Stane, Alex Stolnick, Iron Maiden. Most of those are probably like George Lynch is another big one. So those are probably like my big favorite ones as far as like if I'm looking to learn something new or try to add, learn some new stuff to add into my lead playing or something like that. Those are kind of like the guys I normally listen to a lot to get inspiration for playing guitar. So
nice. Cool. Well, I really appreciate you calling and letting me record some of this for the show. It means a lot.
No problem, dude.